My step-grandfather touched my breast and tried to kiss me. I did confront him about this, but it became really ugly, and he fell to the floor. Now, whenever I fantasize or try to have sex, the breast he touched becomes warm, and I keep thinking about what he did to me.
Wow. And he fell to the floor because you hit him with this news? Because old people fall down all the time.
What happened?
He clutched like his heart and went down to the floor?
Oh, I wish.
All right.
But my boyfriend is becoming really angry because I don't want to have sex as much anymore. How can I get my step-grandfather out of my head while I'm having sex?
All right. This is good. I would stick around for this one, even if my girlfriend is pissed and we're watching the show. All right. Pam, we're going to get to this. We'll take a look at a little more from the Nsync video, and then we'll come back. All right. Where the hell were we? Nsync is here.
They really do need to tell us when the cameras are going on, don't they?
I saw him. I just figured I like to wait a couple of seconds. Makes the show feel organic. Drew and I cuddling during the break. Pam is still on the phone. Pam's step-grandfather copped a feel when she was how old?
This was just last year.
Oh!
Right? 6.
I thought she was talking about as a kid.
Yeah.
No.
And you at that moment when it happened, you confronted him.
No, it was the next day that I confronted
Is he demented or is he ill in any way? I mean, is it just sort of erratic behavior of a very old man?
I
understand, but is this like, was this volitional, intentional behavior, or is this somebody like a severe dementia that just, you know?
No, he actually maneuvered this. He made a point to come around and put his arm on my shoulder.
Okay,
and
all right. And as a child?
But he didn't, there was no small talk, no lunch.
No dinner, no movie,
no making
nothing.
out, just went right for the boob?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, my feeling is like the guy's going, hey, I'm 85, F it. I don't got time for that, boy, your eyes are blue crap. I'm going right for the boob.
How long has he been your step-grandfather?
Since I was 7.
Is this the first time anything like this has happened to you? Or is this nothing in your life?
Okay, well, let me say this. Drew, I mean, and Pam and everybody, this is a form of some dementia. I mean, it may not be full-blown, he doesn't know where he is.
Impulse control problem.
To walk up to someone you've known for 20 years who's in the family and just grab for the boob,
who's
something's
got
up.
an average of 40, 50 years difference on you, and everyone in your family may know.
And Pam, there is. I think if you really look at what's going on with your grandfather, I bet he has a beginning of a dementia. This is what people with dementias do, that they often become sexually very inappropriate.
I'm sorry. The problem is I found out that he did this to an aunt of mine.
When?
15 years ago.
Ooh.
Right, not long after he married my grandmother.
How's he been otherwise? I mean, as a grandfather. Is he a
well,
weirdo?
he lives in a different state, so I didn't see him all that often, but he was the typical nice guy out pottering in the garden, that sort of crap.
So when he's not planting bombs, he's raping, but other than the attempted rape, he's pretty straightforward.
And did you tell your parents?
I told my mother, yeah.
Is that his stepfather, her stepfather?
Yeah, yeah.
How did she react?
She was not well pleased. She was highly incensed.
But let me explore a little bit with you. Oftentimes family members are not aware when an older person is developing a dementia. It's usually very slow and insidious, and people aren't used to looking for the signs. And when you're in a family system, you kind of have a certain amount of denial about what's going on. So, I mean, has he done anything inappropriate, ever gotten lost? Is his personality changing? Does he say weird things once in a while? Anything like that happening?
Not as far as I can find out.
Okay, well, let's just move on. Forget about him and say, why are you so traumatized by this?
At 26 years old,
26 years old,
happened to you.
You know, Grandpa tries to cop something, and he's an idiot.
Do you understand what he's saying, Pam? At 26 years old, you defended yourself, you took care of yourself, you left the situation, you're capable of taking care of yourself in the future, you confronted it. It doesn't seem like something that would stay this heavy on your heart for a year.
Well, he was someone I looked up to. He was the main male in my life.
He was? He doesn't sound like it. I mean, you haven't talked to him much. He lives out of state.
You barely knew him.
You barely knew him.
You don't know if he's been behaving strangely.
What do you mean the main male you looked up to?
Well, my father died when I was a year old, and so I sort of idolized my step-grandfather.
That you didn't know that you first came into your life at 7.
Right.
So you idolized him from afar.
Right.
So he's not the person that you made him out to be. What does that have to do with you not being able to have sex? Like, the man poses no threat to you, and from the way you handled the situation, there's no other threat. You handled it. You survived.
Pam,
nothing happened.
Something else happened to you, and look into it. And we don't have enough time, but something else is going on in your life.
And maybe it is, again, lots of other possibilities here. Maybe she's depressed. Maybe this is re-triggering old issues of grief and loss in relation to her dad. But it is not about what you're having symptoms around right now. There's something more global going on here. We can't quite get to it. But it's an exaggerated reaction to an unfortunate situation that you handled very well. But talk about your feelings.
What else is in your life.
Talk with your boyfriend. It sounds like he's being fairly patient with this, really. But talk about your feelings. Try to figure it out. And if you can't, you might want to get some professional help.
Let this be a lesson to all of yous out there. Whenever someone seems like they're spinning out or making too big a deal out of whatever it is, whether it's the chick in front of you in the supermarket who's brought to tears because the guy's doing a price check, you know, whatever's going on, or the guy who's, you know, cut you off in the freeway and he's waving a gun around now. There's a whole lot more than whatever it is, whatever the incident was going on.
Absolutely.
And we're all hearing it here in Pam's case.
Yeah.
We're all thinking, just get over it, and she's ready to check herself in.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's something else going on. Examine that and stop focusing on Grandpa and his old hand with the veins in it.
Crystal.